Welcome, children, to another fairy tale.
Welcome, children. I hope not everyone's children.
Yeah, not starting off the episode strong.
Right.
So another tale of Charlie, James, and Josh's stories about how sick life is. So we've already kind of had a little brief chat before we started this episode. We've all, well, apart from Charlie, we're all caffeinated. Charlie is carbohydrated.
Carbohydrated and
yes,
hydrated.
You just had a little, nice. Fucking, you had a bagel, didn't you, mate?
Yeah, I did, mate. Little post-workout bagel.
Nice. How was your session? Because obviously you've just come off food poisoning.
It was all right. Strength has fallen off, like quite a bit, like on some things, which is annoying. But like the last few sessions, I've just been going in like with no expectation whatsoever, because there's no point like going in thinking, yeah, I'm gonna like make progressions because I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I lost like 7 pounds in like 5 days because I just didn't eat or train or move or anything. So yeah, some like things are a little bit down. But this week's just a devolume week, so just one set on everything. Leave like a rep in the tank, and then towards like next week, I should be like pretty much back to it. But I mean, already like today, I'm feeling like more like ready and like everything feels firing again. Compared to like Monday's session. Monday's session was just awful, but it was just moving shit around, you know what I mean? Whereas today's session, I thought, yeah, okay, it actually feels decent to like move stuff again. So come like even tomorrow's session will probably be decent, and then like going forward, like from like Monday, Tuesday onwards, I should be pretty much back to normal.
We'd like to hear.
That's sweet.
Yeah. How's things with you?
Well, James just had a fucking tattoo.
Yeah.
Fresh trim.
Yeah, tattoo and fresh trim. If you're watching this on YouTube, you should be able to see that.
That'll be the title. That'll be the cover of the thing, mate, so everyone can see.
Yeah, this can be the screenshot.
That is the screenshot.
Oh, yeah, do you know what it reminds me of is obviously, Charlie, did you watch the video I posted from when I went around London with my cousins?
I haven't watched it yet. No.
Hey, James will know when Cam was like, "Oh, should we do a boomerang?" He's like,
Yeah.
Oh, is he doing that? Pretending to do a boomerang.
That was actually a good video. I did enjoy it.
Yeah, it actually did surprisingly well. I really didn't expect it to do that well.
Yeah, it's just different.
Yeah, always helps also having like women in videos.
Yeah, true.
For whatever reason. We all know why. But yeah, so you just had tattoo. Anything else? Anything else new?
Nothing new really. Like just standard stuff. Going to the gym, doing business. This month. Pardon?
You've officially left Stephen Physique.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was a big thing. Yeah, I stopped my coaching because I just feel I don't need it anymore because it was just getting the check-in every single week, and I don't need the accountability because I'm driven and do it all by myself. So spending £150 a week for like not getting, obviously I was getting a lot out of it, but I've already got that knowledge. I can do it by myself. No, £150 a month. Sorry, £150 a week. Yeah, mate, I'll be broke if that was the case. But yeah, so I decided to say this will be my last month. I'm happy and confident to do it all by myself because it's pretty simple. I'm in a growing phase, so it's not rocket science.
So you've learned what you needed to. Recently, at this point, there's nothing much more you could learn.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, he was really sound about it. He's like, yeah, I'm happy. Like, you can do it all by yourself. And he said, as a good coach, you should never be upset when a client leaves. If you've taught him the right things, and that's the way forward should be.
At the end of the day, he's still got the benefit. Like and then the end of the day, he's still being paid by you. Like you still receive the money which is the main financial support. 2, he's also getting the transformation out of it, which he can then add to his bank of transformations, which will be, especially with you, obviously you having a good physique, obviously reflects better on him anyway. Like people always forget, it's all, you can have like the most incredible transformation, but if you've got a shit physique and you've got a shit physique, like sometimes you can't.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, like even though you may this person may put in so much work and time from the coach's side and also from the client side, it might not reflect perfectly. Versus having someone maybe potentially with a better physique, won't need as much work, and then the results look better on paper.
Yeah, exactly. And I gave him a sick video testimonial as well.
Did you?
So he's lucky.
That's all right. Then.
Say that again.
You said some very cheeky check-ins. That one fucking you posted on your story, the bonus
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, I know. They were jokes check-ins. But yeah, and also another thing that's going well, business has been progressing crazy like the past 2 weeks as well.
That's good.
Just been doing bits. And I mean, the best thing that I've done is like going to coffee shops and doing work. I actually love it now.
I used to do that all the time, so I had my family over, and then kind of interrupted my my routine.
Yeah.
And I found that made me so
It's
productive.
good. Yeah. It's just expensive, so I make sure I don't spend it all on coffee. Just go there and sit there.
Yeah, I eventually went to go to. I was just doing the service station because I've got a service station down the road from me, so it was easy.
Yeah, that's sounding. Yeah, that's everything from me basically.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was gonna say I've already kind of told you boys, but I've kind of got 2 more holidays booked. So July going to the Caribbean, and then September going to back home to Canada. I say back home because it's like that. England is home for me, but Canada's also home. So going back to another home per se. For those who don't know, I am half Canadian, so just a random place. So yeah, family's gone home. I think it was what's made me want to go back is having them around, and it kind of reminded me like how important it is to spend time with family. It's like you take it for granted. Like half my family lives on the other side of the world, so like it was like after seeing them again, it kind of reminded us, I do want to go back and I do want to see them. So I'm literally taking a second job, like just to make this happen. So I'm doing like a job which I kind of it's not the exact job, but during 2020 summer lockdown, I did basically a drive and dine cinema. So and what I do is I just run food and drink to cars, like or parked on a hill, and then the guy I got along with the owner so well. Like he's fucking one of the most safe guys. Like massive shout out to Derek. He's Scottish. He's such a fucking legend. He's so jokes. The job pays really well. Like it's the least stressful job. Like you don't get any pressure put on you whatsoever. Which makes you able to perform and actually enjoy the job, which means you just do it better. So this time around, I'm working like just as a barman. And it's like I work like I'm working Saturday evenings and then Sundays, a few weekends, like 4 weekends this summer, and then that I get over £1 each time. So it's like, bless.
Yeah, that's easy. That's easy money.
And I joked because I was just chatting to all the birds, and they're you want to put a bit extra in my drink, and I was like, all right then.
There you go.
Yeah. And Derek is so calm. He was just encouraging us to get fucked up with the fucking customers. So I was doing like all sorts with the fucking these girls and shit. It was jokes. He's like, because it was Marlow. It was just a bunch of posh girls all dressed up with money. So I was like, come on.
That's pretty joke.
That's it.
Yeah, well, it's just practicing my game,
Yeah, exactly. Class.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up there. So, James, you want to take us through today's topic, sir?
Yeah. So today's topic is going to be around dealing with hate comments, and just hateful words from people regarding social media. Yeah, mainly social media and whatever you're doing, whether that's towards your goal, from family, mates, whoever that may be. You're always going to get hate for doing something. Wait, say that again. Your mic cut out.
I said it's just really dealing with negativity directed at you.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well,
yeah. So obviously,
have you got a place to start off?
Yeah, I was going to start on like social media.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go on then.
So so in terms of social media, there is so much hate on social media in terms of like Instagram, TikTok, all that kind of stuff, especially in the fitness industry. Like as soon as you post something, not everyone's going to like it, and it's a very big thing putting yourself out there to these hate comments. Like that's why majority of people don't always post their fitness content, because they're very scared of the people's thoughts and opinions, when in reality they are literally irrelevant words that mean nothing.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like I just recently hit 900 followers, and like I went back to my very first post, and I was like, I remember when I posted that picture, I was so fucking scared. Like I posted, I made the account, I didn't even tell anyone, I didn't even tell my girlfriend. Like I was like, I literally kept it completely secret, and then like eventually over time, like it took a long time, but I eventually just came over it. But yeah, the main thing that was stopping me from starting, I was just worried what other people were thinking, and I think that's the main thing. Is just like the connection is people hate, it only matters if you care. If you don't care, the hate doesn't matter. Like, it's got nothing to attach yourself to actually cause you any problems.
Exactly. And 9 times out of 10, like if you do something, you don't even get that much hate for it. And if you do, just take everything with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Like you said, you were nerve-wracking starting your fitness page. Like I was the exact same. I got rinsed by quite a few of my mates. Like I just know it was going to happen. But lots of time, people always hate on something that's different.
Yeah, so they don't know.
So when posting your fitness content, when they don't understand something or don't know why you're doing it, they just hate on it.
Yeah, I mean, recently Charlie's been fucking milking the hate on his TikTok.
Mate, it's actually brilliant. I've figured out now that the best thing to do is to get content that are going to trigger so many people. And I've told Adam that, and he got loads of hate on his literally his first ever TikTok because they were calling him out for not being natty. So yeah, at the minute, TikTok's literally the breeding ground for hate. So if you're not 100% confident, I probably wouldn't say do TikTok, because they can be quite savage. However, on that point, you've literally just got to take it with a pinch of salt and literally just think they've taken time out of their day to watch your video, think about it, and then think of something hateful towards you to comment. Imagine how sad that person is to actually do that. They must be so sad. So I feel sorry for them.
Yeah. If you're you just find that some people just are negative, like, and they just are trapped in that fucking endless hole of just self unhappiness, and the only way they deal with it is by like taking out on other people. Like recently, I commented on a TikTok. It was like Dean Mulesaws posted it. It was like, let me see if I can find it because it was fucking quite funny. The way the guy was reacting to me, I was just fucking laughing my ass off because he was like, he was just so like unnecessary negative over like the least most controversial topic ever. Where is it? What's it long to find? It fucking wasn't that long ago. Where is it? Can't. Unless it got deleted. Maybe my comment just fucking triggered it.
Could have been deleted.
I fucking hope I had it. It was fucking funny. Anyway, it was all the lines of like, it was like, oh, like when you hear your favorite song come on at like 2 a.m. There was this guy like, it was like this like guy like dancing whatever, and I was like, that's gonna be me, 3 hours sleep in 3 days, 2 full actual meals and whatever, like blah 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 in Barcelona, because obviously it was a Dean Mulesaws post, and this guy was like, thanks for telling me your life story. I was like, what? Like, it's relevant.
Yeah, so, and half these accounts as well, they just literally have like no picture, no nothing. They're just like some random accounts.
I just replied, thanks for caring. Everyone started liking my reply to his topic, and I was like, what is this guy doing? I think the main thing is
people are weird.
How you deal with it. There's like multiple ways you can deal with it. So one, you can ignore it. 2, if you're going to reply to it, don't fall for his trap, because at the end of the day, they just want you to start arguments and just unnecessary wasting of your time like on the app. So if you're going to reply, be like, you have to make sure you detach yourself from the situation first. Like what I did was, I saw that guy, I could have been like, why are you being such a cunt? No. I just detached myself from the situation. I thought of a smart, snarky comment that will trigger him even more than the fucking first the first actual post did. And I just didn't reply. And then if you replies again, you just like the comment and you leave it there. Don't fall into the trap of then replies and you start a conversation, you start wasting your time. Don't give them that. Literally reply to make yourself a bit feel better. That's why they were replies. It's like, I'm not going to take any shit. All right. I'm just going to make you look like a dickhead. Reply, make him look like a dickhead. Just like his reply on his comments or whatever he said after that. And people just like, obviously people then start liking my comment reply because they could see like I just dealt with it the right way. Which was, I didn't get sucked into the conversation. I didn't start trying to beef this guy. I just replied to it in a funny way that caused amusement. Like, in the end of the day, like we all know, sometimes the best way to get through dark times is to laugh through them, and that comes with hate as well. You've got to laugh your way through the hate. Because in the end of the day, like if you're being hated on, you must be doing something right sometimes. Especially with social media, if you're trying to make an influencer, if you're getting hated, it's usually because you're doing something right.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. And it's always going to happen.
Yeah.
But the best thing, like what you said as well, like 9 times out of 10, you just want to ignore it. There's no point in giving any kind of reaction because that is what they want, a reaction. And they're the best thing to do. If you're just literally nice to them, they hate that as well. If you're like, oh, thanks, have a good day, they're just like spinning because they want some kind of hate
No, but
comment
that's one
reaction
of the
to
best. That's one of the
continue.
best responses you can give. It's literally, oh, thank you so much for your input. Have a wonderful day.
I remember once
They're just sat there with their phone.
the ones I was like, I love you as a person. The guy was like this is funny, isn't it? But obviously, it does take practice. It does take time. This isn't a mindset you can just develop overnight. It's put in practice like technique to do. Like we hope you shouldn't have basically in a perfect world we shouldn't have to deal with this shit. But in the end of the day, we live in a very imperfect world, so you will have to learn to eventually deal with these kind of situations, and like it will take time and it will take practice. But eventually, you just know like me personally, I was a very insecure, very like reactive person to these sort of like negative people, and like I'm now at a place where like I literally do not give a fuck. I literally feel myself walking through the streets of London with a fucking being loud and obnoxious, screaming, scran ass die young and shit like that. Like, like it's not worth your time at all.
Yeah, but the only issue, like, not everyone is like us. There's a small, like, quite a few people, especially females, are very like shy and insecure. And when they do get a comment like that, they take it personally. That is why I hate comment. It just does my head in when they do it on a shy, like, not confident person that's insecure, because they always do just take it personally, don't they? Like they could have like 10 positive comments, but that one negative one is going to stick with them.
Yeah. I used to just delete them, but then I just learned to delete them and just not give a shit. So like, it was
exactly.
It was very hard. Don't get me wrong. Like, by no means was it easy, as I've already said, but it's one of those things. I think as you get older as well, you just care less. Like 14, 15-year-old, even 16-year-old, I cared so much. Even as a 17-year-old, probably took me till I was probably about 20 to really not give a shit about anything.
Yeah, 100%. I remember when I first started my YouTube channel in school, I used to do like FIFA videos, and this was back when I was scrawny. Like my voice was so high, and I got rinsed by the whole school. It went around everywhere, and I stopped the channel. I couldn't take being rinsed. I just didn't upload ever again, and that was the end of my FIFA channel.
You could literally be the world's biggest FIFA YouTuber if it weren't for that.
Yeah,
I know. Mate, one day I'm going to show you these videos, and boys will freeze. It's still live. Well, it's not. The video's not live.
Reaction video. Oh, I'll tell you what. You show yours. I'll show mine because I've got some bad ones when I was in year 5.
Mine are bad.
Were you year 5?
No, I went year 5 to fair.
Exactly. When I say my voice could break glass, my voice could break glass.
Yeah.
It was bad.
It's not right.
Right, so that kind of leads us on to dealing with like online hate as well. Well, I don't know, in-person hate. Because I think, especially for how our generation kind of grew up, we kind of like would go through like the initial start was all in person, and then as technology and stuff like Instagram and Snapchat, as that developed was basically as we were growing up. Like we were pretty in sync with how technology developed going upwards. And like I'd say the in-person stuff is even harder than the online stuff, because in there like keyboard warriors are all pussy elves, like realistically. When you got someone face to face, it's it's kind of hard to ignore because you're literally being like confronted on a day-to-day basis. Like I know I used to get fucking like I got pretty heavily bullied at school just because like at the time like I realized like, school was not my time, was not my like my beckoning call. I knew that wasn't my time to shine. Like I knew I suited an adult like environment a lot more because like I learned that when I started working in a professional environment, like in a job after school, I realized I fitted into an adult environment a lot better. But then like when I was at school, like it was a constant things where there was like my fucking haircut, my fucking, even though I wasn't even that bad looking back, the fucking voice, the fucking skinny boy, like I love FIFA. Like yeah, like I literally it felt like I couldn't do anything right. I felt like everything and anything I was bad, even though it wasn't the case. And I made to feel like that on a fucking day-to-day basis. And no matter how much like I tried, like I would have to go back to school the next day and deal with all that shit all over again. I probably say from year 9 to 11, I literally had to deal with that shit on a day-to-day basis. And
I feel like school.
Yeah, it fucking hurt, but I'm glad it happened because now I'm very fucking tough-skinned. And like, I would never want to put anyone through that. I can tell you that now, but like, sometimes like, it is the old saying, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me, even though they did then. I'm just glad it happened then, and then I was able to grow from it, learn from it, and now like all those people are now texting me saying, "Oh, I see you've gotten big recently. We should do a workout together. You make me fuck off, right?" It's just one thing. Like, just because your time isn't now doesn't mean that never will be. Like, eventually you will find like your friendship group, and you will find your work colleague group that you obviously will fit into a lot more and whatnot, and you won't have to deal with that shit ever again.
Yeah, because you'll find half the time, like once you leave school, you don't really see anyone from school. Like, I guarantee both of you probably don't see many people from school still. Obviously, university is a bit different because like you meet quite a few people that you keep quite close to you. But like for me, I didn't go to university, so I think I'm only friends really now with about 5 people from school. And like most of my other friends are literally met through either like social media, like these two, or like at the gym, so like those people won't matter as much in your life. Very soon you'll find.
Yeah, it's one of those things as well. You don't get to choose. Like, when you get to choose in the environment you're in, it's a lot better. Like, you have to go to school, so you have to be in that environment. Versus because we choose to go to the gym, we choose to be in that environment, and usually whatever environment you're in, or you're with like-minded people after like you're 18. So it just makes more sense, doesn't it?
Yeah. So school is such like a toxic place where you're all just put in these classes that you don't really know anyone, but you have to form a relationship with someone for the next 5 years or like whatever. And then as soon as you leave, like I don't speak to barely anyone, like probably 2 people from school, and that's just how it is. And like you think you're gonna have a school friend forever, like think again. If you have like a big group from school, 9 times out of 10 it won't last. Like I know it's tough, like it just won't last.
Yeah, like you might speak to still like if you have like 3 or 4 close friends, you'll probably keep in contact with them. But if you've got a massive group of like 15 plus lads or girls, 9 times out of 10 that will split up very quickly after you leave school.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I'm still friends, like my friends like Rob, Blaze, like they're all from school. But like, if I look at like I had to make friends with this like one group of 2 guys, and then there was guys who drifted in and out of the group through like secondary school or high school, and I had to make friends with them just because like you can't be in school and have no friends. Like, if there's a good the social hierarchy doesn't work like that. And like it's one of those things. Like, I got through that period, and then I made friends like my mate Blaze and Rob and Cam and stuff. I met them from school, but we were part of like a bigger group, and like this bigger group, we're all still friends now. But after everyone's gone to uni, I think we all thought we'd stay a lot more in touch. But what happened was like a majority of them all went to Notts Uni. Like 3 or 4 of them all went to Notts Uni, and then like the rest of us kind of like all stayed like sort of like down south. And then obviously those are people who didn't go to university. So like it kind of like we didn't realize there would be that much divide, but there has been. Like, we're all still friends, but there is a divide. And we don't like the group chat has like been inactive for like I don't even know how long.
Yeah. Sometimes you gotta realize like it's okay. People are gonna come in and out of your life, and that's just how it is. A stranger can become your best mate overnight, rather than someone you've known for 10 years.
Yeah, well, look at me, fucking Charlie met Ray, like, hey, you're right, mate.
You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, like 2 weeks later, I was like, we were training together, everything.
Yeah, that's the same like me and Josh. Like, I just met Josh, messaged him on Instagram. You want to hit a session? And then we're sat outside the gym, showing each other birds. That's just how we became mates.
Exactly, but it all just was meant to be. Like, things can happen so quickly, especially when you're older, because like as we already said, you choose your environment, and you kind of like you can pick and choose who you want to spend your time with and designate your time with. So it does like open you up to obviously like a larger array of like positive like possibilities. Obviously our demographic, I think, is majority like all like of the left at this point. Like probably I'm guessing like university and above, maybe a few sick formers. but yeah, so like, but anyway, obviously, eventually over time, people go back and watch these videos, and maybe they are a bit younger. Like, you like, don't worry, like there is light there in the tunnel. Like, you can like that's coming from all three of us. All three of us have a different experiences, but if you just stick through it, eventually, like, it does sort itself out. Like, you will find like your group, and you will find like your circle, and then from there, it's only on the way up, really.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you don't have many close friends, or you have friends but not feel like you're properly connected to, continue putting yourself out there in hobbies and things that you enjoy, and they'll come. If you continue doing that, you'll build relationships with like-minded people. Because there's quite a few people that say, "Oh, I've got no friends I feel properly connected with," and that the main reason why is because you're not always putting yourself out there in these situations.
Yeah, cause sometimes the puzzle won't fit perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
Just fucking keep trying, like, just like matching it with other pieces, so eventually you just do find like the right fit.
Yeah, exactly. And don't just be friends with people for the sake of it. Like if you don't agree with what they're doing or their values or something, bin them off. Like simple as that.
100%. Don't waste your time at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that kind of covers how to deal with obviously in person, and also, I mean, do we really touch, like, we sort of said just like you just kind of have to deal with it by like kind of facing the brunt of it.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, there is no like with in-person stuff, there is no real way to like avoid it or ignore it. Eventually you do kind of have to deal with it, whether that's like, unfortunately, like sometimes I know obviously it does lead to like a physical implication, but like in the end of the day, like you do need to stand up for yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're not condoning like fucking violence, because all three of us, like, we don't like, if you see us on the night out, I don't think I've ever actually, like, I mean, apart from one time a guy started on me, but I don't think any three of us have actually physically started anything on a night out.
I just don't. No,
It's just
normally it's sticking up for other people.
yeah.
like there's definitely the place to stick up for yourself and your friends, but like by no means are we condoning, like, I'm not saying from this, yeah, you should go off and start fucking, punching because they might say one nasty comment, but you do need to make sure you grow a fucking spine and take your stand for yourself, because in the end of the day, like, the reason that generally people pick on you is because you let yourself be picked on. Looking back, like, I maybe could have like stood up for myself a little bit more. But like, unfortunately, like, I'd always look to my friends to stand up for me, but they wouldn't, because they weren't the right people. So yeah, make sure you learn to stand up for yourself, whether that's, is said, like, rather not, but like just try and like find ways to get around it, because it's one of those things where like you're gonna be facing a day-to-day basis, so you might as well fucking deal with it, because otherwise you'll be stuck in that continuous loop until obviously like you leave that situation, whatever, whether it be you leave school or vice versa. So yeah, that's probably the main thing is like with in person, is just learn to stand up for yourself.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if we kind of round that off just so it simplifies a bit. So with online stuff, ignore 90% of the time, and if you're going to reply, be smart about it and don't fucking get sucked into their hole. Don't do it. And don't be afraid to be like fucking. Don't be afraid to like for people to shoot on your comments and or like your videos and stuff, because as we've already said, if they are, it's just because they probably got a shit life and they want to fucking kill themselves. And they probably get absolutely no pussy. And then and then in person, just grow a backbone. So if we were to give you those points, I hope you can take away and use them if you need to. Hopefully you're not in a situation where you have to deal with that, and you can just go about your day-to-day life.
Yeah, exactly. And if you do get any hate comments, just send their profile to the Megamorph boys and we'll sort them out.
Oh, mate, we'll fuck you.
Yeah, we'll rip them apart.
Yeah, and any viewers, we've got you, remember. We are your friends.
Oh, friends.
That sounded so fucking. I don't know. I'm not going to use that word because I was just fucking struck down.
Right, you're one of the boys.
Yeah, that's fair. We're one of the boys.
Even if you're a female, you're one of the boys.
Friends.
Wait, why are you giving me hate? Like, we're speaking up.
Don't matter. It's between boys. Don't matter.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. we can say worse things, but it is what it is. Anyway. Right, well, my Mac's about to fucking die, and that's a nice half-hour, easy, digestible podcast. Hopefully you guys have taken from it what you need. And then, so next episode recording, I might have to fucking. I don't think I'm gonna have time to fucking. What are you guys doing Sunday?
Work and then legs.
I'll be able to record whenever.
All right, we might need to do Sunday evening then, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say otherwise we'll have to fucking the next podcast will be me from Barcelona.
Yeah, and then after that, I'm going away for 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're gonna need to fucking try and pre-record a few.
Yeah, we need a batch of you.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get shuffling with that. But in the meantime, hope you guys have enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe, comment, leave a rating, share the fellow cunt as usual. You know how it is. These have been your boys, James, Shali, and Josue. We'll catch you guys in the fucking next one, mate.
In a bit, people.
So.
Peace.